Want to welcome everyone to the Crypto Kingdom, guys. It's London. What is going on? Want to just shout out to all the VIP first and foremost. We're going to be going over Bitcoin real briefly. Current price is 36,937. Guys, what is the key? We're going to talk about the level of resistance that we hit, and dare I say that we were going to break a level of resistance. Those are dangerous words, guys. For the last 85 days, you guys know that. First of all, I would like to shout out to our VIP. You guys know that. In terms of Angel on the top, he is kind of king of the channel. Angel, how are you, brother? It was fun chatting with you earlier on today. Can't wait to see pictures of, I don't know, Lamborghini or something fun. Who knows? Who knows? We were talking about all types of cars today. So hope you guys had a good weekend. Yeah, absolutely. As we look at the price action here, and I want to shout out also, I guess I should shout out to let's go ahead and shout out to the YouTube team. I have to do that just real quickly just to go ahead and say shout out to you guys. I hope you're all doing well because, I don't know, we've had a little bit of a limited audience. We are exclusive. If you're new to the channel, please hit subscribe. I'm a former financial professional. As you guys know, that old saying goes, not financial advice. But what I'd say is that we're just an exclusive group, all right? We just are. We appreciate the privilege that that YouTube provides us in having that exclusivity. So that's definitely on the top of the goal for 2022 is maintaining that for people like Luke, people like Josh, people like Ambrosio, people like Freddie, our champ. I have to talk about Freddie real quickly. Freddie is our January champion. And Freddie, it is closing time. It's almost the end of January. I want you to book a nice trade. I know that he was in a great trade on a great short earlier on today. I don't know if he doubled into it. Looking forward to hearing back the details in terms of his trade. And it was, it was really interesting. We were talking in the back, and Freddie knows. He's like Freddie's gonna do what Freddie wants to do, but it's like with all the traders. It's not a buyer's club. It's not it's not a point and shoot kind of club. So I always look forward to seeing how you guys react to the market, right? Especially if we're in a run. It's exciting for me to be around you. I always say it's a selective group, and yeah, you guys would have been selected. I've spent a lot of time with a lot of heavy hitters in terms of finance, etc., and it's just the truth. So welcome to all you guys again. Kind of the pleasantries. Now, in terms of this specific line here, this line of, yes, resistance. Now, there's a few different lines of resistance. So, resistance, pardon. I'm hesitant to say the line of resistance. Why is that? Okay. First of all, we're in a downtrend. That's fine. But as we look at there's one line of resistance. There's another line of resistance, right? So I don't want to, qualify it as, we can say, a line of resistance, right? Any two connecting points, essentially, guys, are going to give you a specified trend line. That goes back to the very basics, kind of like day one of our TA, right? So in terms of that, I chatted with Angel. I want to shout out to you guys and let you guys know the big message I got from Angel. I want to share it with you guys. Is remember that we trade. Okay, that's the big deal. Remember that we traded, and it was so on par. It was just on point. I loved it because it was in yesterday's trading day, and Bitcoin was up, and it's like he just whatever it was that drove him to say that was really impressive because everyone was getting on the bandwagon. We were all looking at this ascending triangle. We'll delve into the technicals here just a bit, and they're exciting technicals. I'll get it. I'll definitely give it to the market and to all of you that are trading. These are exciting technicals. They were very exciting technicals to look at, right? And I was just chatting with Angel, and you guys know in the market since $7.79 on Bitcoin. So he has that experience to be able to share with us, and it's priceless that he can do that. The enthusiasm and just his knowledge. And what he said, to me today is like, London, remember, in terms of what to say to everyone else. And I almost didn't even need to ask him. It was just like automatic when he said it. He just said it in real all bold caps, and he says, remember that we trade. It's like that is just so well put. That's what that's what I needed to hear. It's what I needed to be able to bring to the VIP to this community. And we have VIP. We also have a lot of professionals, guys. I want to let you know. I appreciate all of our friends. In terms of people that we know. A lot of you are former financial professionals, or you're heavily involved in the industry right now. Congratulations on your success if you guys are having it in the industry. A lot of volatility, and I know it's a lot of pressure. So if we can be of assistance at all, we appreciate having you guys. And if you're here just for the fun, if you're here for the ride, that's fun as well. If you're here to learn, absolutely. But amidst all of that, the big message that I got, I just want to recommunicate it, is the following, that from Angel was, remember we trade. Okay, and I just thought it was just excellent. And look who's here. It is Angel. What's going on? Good evening, London, and all. Freddie in the house, absolutely. So we have, yes, how awesome. Angel is in the house. Good evening. And I gave you a link, and this is going to be really interesting because, Angel, I gave you a link tonight, and YouTube has kind of been a little bit shy with giving our notifications to anyone. So I thought it was very interesting. I'm not sure why. That's okay, but you guys can all kind of celebrate that fact here locally is that, yeah, YouTube, and I have to just say that's fine with us. That's okay. If YouTube only wants 10 or 15 people in here, that's okay. That's fine. I know it's exclusive. It says on the top exclusive. It's just interesting to me that like now YouTube is not even really releasing all of our notifications to all of the subscribers. So you guys are on the short list. I have to tell you that. If you guys are here and you're like, well, this isn't my deal. Well, YouTube thinks it's your deal. Okay, so in terms of you being here, we'll probably have a good talk tonight, a good chat. Want to hear potentially from more from Angel, but in terms of that, yeah, you guys right now that are tuning in, you're on the short list in terms of you qualifying. I don't know in terms of however that algorithm works. It's just yeah, you're here, so it's nice that you're here, and I know a lot of you that are here, from Steve to Richard, etc. And if you guys are being quiet and shy, I don't know why, guys. Go ahead and yeah, go ahead and just shout out in the comments. We'd like to hear from you. Here we go. Personally speaking. Let's see, you did not get a notification. Look at that. Angel did not get a notification. Now, what is going on with that? That's unbelievable, huh? He did not get a notification. I literally had to go in. Unbelievable, huh? I had to go in. Just wild, Angel, huh? I had to go in and literally invite him. Just something else, huh? I had to go in and invite him in the via his cell phone. Wow, this is great, huh? Live chat, huh? This is just great, huh? We love you, YouTube. I started off saying that. You know what? That's just the way that I am this year, okay? Live in session, stream session. Now, what does that mean? I'll just say that honestly, this, and I appreciate someone hitting the like button, but as I look at this, and we don't know the people that who are given, you keep the notification bell on. I know you do. So it's just wild because I had to give the notification for the technicals. This is the thing. These are technicals, man. I mean, I get it, okay, fine. Maybe we had 6,000 too many or too little or whatever it would be in terms of that, but these are technicals on people's investments. This is serious stuff, guys. And if you guys aren't trading, if you're not involved in the market, you're just kind of hanging out on YouTube, you know, you guys are going to come in and out the door anyway. But can you believe it? These are these are technicals. These are people's investments. These are heavy-hitting investors, you know, many times that would like an update on their investments. Okay. That's interesting, huh? That there would be a limitation somewhat. I appreciate. Hey, Luigi, I appreciate that. Thank you, Luigi. That's nice just to say. Yeah, you got one. What's going on, Luigi? Nice to have you here, that you got one. That's very nice. I'd be interested. Are you a new subscriber? What's your affiliation here? We'd like to know because we'd like you to be one of our traders. We have a great top trade group, and it's a nice group. If you would like to just join on the base camp level, it's like $2-3. It just lets us know that you like Bitcoin, that you like to trade. We cover a host of different coins. We're big into trading. We just love to trade, and I love. One of the other things I'll just kind of, and I'll let Angel chat a bit about what he wants to say tonight. But it was just, and Angel's been around since $7.79, and what I would say, big timers in and around. That's nice. Big timer is that? I don't know who Big Timer is. You got to let me know who Big Timer is and who Luigi is as well. I would appreciate knowing that both of who you are. Now let's talk real quickly. Let's delve into the technicals before we get into the specifics on a few more of the framework of how we work as a group. Just our group. It's fun. It's the weekend. We get to hang out. We get to spend time. So that's me being genuine when I talk about thank you, YouTube. Thank you, guys. Honestly, and maybe that algorithm is working the way that it needs to work. And maybe not. But let's talk about the technicals because we know the technicals are working the way they need to work. Okay, what we're looking for, this ascending triangle, we have a bit of a deviation along the top. And Angel, thank you so much for the message to bring to VIP because it was perfect. It was just perfect. It's like, remember that we trade. It was just, you know, that's the bottom line because as you watch a pour down right now, a couple percent, not a big deal, down at 36,911. Right now, as we would drop from that 38,798. Let's go ahead and cover real quickly what those technicals were that we ran into. Okay, let's cover. Let me find the exact chart. Probably this framework is going to work just fine. Let me go into this specific framework on the daily. Okay, on the daily. Always this looks best on a big screen TV. Just so you guys know, it looks better on a big screen TV. Okay, if you guys are watching on your handheld, it's okay, but the guys that do well, from Freddie to the champs that have done well, from Josh on the bottom. Definitely, Angel. The first thing they do is they get a big screen TV, and we've spent. It's going to be, guys. We've spent a while. Smash the like button if you guys are just coming in. I appreciate knowing that would be nice. In terms of this level of resistance here, boom, boom, boom. It was just right on. Okay, it was. I mean, it was there. We talked about it. Multiple levels of resistance, just, trend lines at this point. These are just conforming trend lines. We have, and I don't want to say the level of resistance. I'm just cautious right now because we have outside trend lines that will act as resistance beyond this currently expressed one right here. Okay, so I don't want people to just watch for 2 or 3 seconds, get in the framework. If we do break out of this level, we're going to be up and gone. No, guys, there are a lot of different trend lines that are currently in play. So as we look at this, not unexpected that, and it's been. I don't know that it was better that we didn't necessarily, quote unquote, break out of this specific pattern right here. Why? Because I've seen a lot of people go heavy right in along this last 80 days. We'll just measure this again just to reframe where we are at. Okay, let's look at this. The last, 85 days now. It's official, 85 days that we've been in retracement, okay? And I'll tell you guys, with the lower prices come opportunities. This is not a group of, we're big on this, guys. You must know this by now. We are big on value. Very much so. We like lower levels. We just do. You guys understand the reasons why as well, right? The same amplitude. If we do a quick, let's just do a derivative, right? Real quick. Yeah, let's. I don't want to get too technical in terms of it, but let's just do a pattern, okay? A standardized pattern here, okay? The same standardized pattern that we had back in 2021, just so we recover, or just so that we do cover this. Pardon me, guys. So that we do cover this. In terms of this original pattern formation, what was the gain here? The gain was 127% back in December to January 2021, right? 127%. Now, that same formation, the 127% at a higher level became what, guys? Became 80%, okay? So 127%, say 125% versus 80%, we will take the lower level every time, okay? And it's not that we want an interruption in the positive price dynamics, right? Because this takes time as well. And Angel is slamming through with a $500 super chat. Angel, you are the man. We love looking up and seeing just what you're wanting to do and what you wanted to communicate tonight to the group. It is fantastic to have chatted with you earlier. We look forward to seeing to learning what you want, to hearing what you want us to kind of learn and hear this evening. I'm real sincere about that. And for the crew, I say the crew, the group, etc., the team that's plugged in, we just love the energy. It's really exciting. And let's make sure that is rocking. Let me see if we got that going on. There we go. Boom. So as we would look at this, the overall dynamics, what would we say, Angel? Like, you understand it. It was interesting. Right as I'm talking about lower levels, I'm seeing you just crank in with a super chat. Just the energy is there. Go get it, VIP. That's why you're here. Absolutely. Just no question. Just no fear, as you continually say, is the framework, and it means a lot to have you here continually with us. I'll just say that as a matter of fact, Angel, absolutely, and had fun tonight talking about different cars, etc. I can see you ripping up the pavement in just about anything that you really decide you want beyond what you have. So that's exciting and that's fun, right? That's you got to tear into that pavement somehow. That's the way you got to roll. So as we would look at this, a few different issues in terms of a few of the different technicals we can explore. We can get a little bit more nuance into exactly kind of where we're at. I can talk about some different. I hesitate to bring up right now anything that's brand new on the map, right? I was just kind of discussing and chatting something towards in your direction, Angel, in terms of like point and figure. I'm real hesitant to really get into like a brand new short that's on the map. Okay, I'm hesitant to talk about that. I just am, because the daily has been catchy on the point and figure chart. If you guys don't deal with point and figure, just don't worry about it. Not a big deal, but it is a methodology to trade. It's a standard of the industry. Not the only one, but it is a standard of the industry. Now, there's a lot of support in this level, but we have just achieved on the daily a technical short. I just say a technical short, but there have been on the daily as well multiple times where if you had just entered on the on the point and figure that you could have gotten caught. Okay, so that 4 hourly has been a lot stronger, and on the 4 hourly, we're not in any new condition. I want to let you guys know on the 4 hourly, the initiation of that short was at the 55,000, right at about that 55,000. You're still in that short, by the way, if you did the point and figure on the 4 hourly. So I just want to bring that up for your attention, right? That's just something else that we would cover. And Angel, thank you for bringing up a point and figure issue to me. Was that last week? I appreciate I mean, it's a solid framework. We just don't talk about that all the time, and it's nice to hear someone else that's digging into the technicals. It's just it's hugely, just hugely. I don't know, demonstrative of the fact that you've done well in the market and you're going to continue to do well. We appreciate that so much. We appreciate having you. So in terms of kind of the message, it says, go get it, VIPs. That is why you're here. Yes, absolutely. And we're hoping that you guys can stream in as YouTube does decide to give out those notifications. They may have just stuck it to us, honestly, because we have been very exclusive, right? If people have shown up, and we just have been in terms of that. And I always say, YouTube allows it, and we insist upon it in terms of that membership. Just a local badge, right? Just not a local, what do you just call a community, what is it? A base camp badge, right? That's easy, right? Just a base camp badge. That's no big deal. Just let us know that you belong. We'd also like to know what type of traders you guys are at. Have you been in Bitcoin since kind of the early days? Are you in other coins? What do you guys like to trade? Right, it's not just it's not a one-man show here at all. We have a good team in the back. I want to shout out to everybody. Vlad, you popped up. What's up, boss man? How are you? Hope everything is good. Vlad is a really great trader. Freddie is also a great trader. I'm going to show you guys maybe a video later on of that. But just the back rooms, we have look at the charts that Freddie is throwing up in terms of exactly nailing, bam, exactly where Bitcoin went down to, right there on the map. Very nice to see that, Freddie. Your technicals are really, really they're outstanding. They're really nice to watch develop. It's really important. So as we would look at this, and I discussed this with Freddie tonight. You guys, please listen to this. Freddie is our champ for January, okay? And a lot of people say, okay, well, whatever. I need to go find a new. I'm going to go watch something else. You're going to go watch something else when I'm about to explain what, like, the champ for January here, what he told me. So I'm just I don't know what we discussed. So it's a big deal. Freddie has done well this month, and I just want to let you guys know, what he did say earlier on. And we discussed this was the discussion, and I think it's a challenge that everyone can get involved in and everyone can recognize. When you're trading, one of the hardest things, and it was interesting because it was a quick trade, and we'll talk about it just a little bit, just a touch of it, but Link had taken off, okay? Now, Link has been an interesting one to kind of keep an eye on, okay? Chainlink. It had taken off. We discussed it, and what the interesting thing and what we discussed, what I'll relay to you guys from the discussion, nothing more than the overall premise, was the following: when you're trading, and let's say not necessarily that you're not focused, right? But let's say it was an opportunity like Link. Link just decided to go through the roof, right? Link just literally just took off. All of a sudden, bam! Hey, what's up, Cody? Nice to have you here. We'd love to have you join our base camp. If nothing more, we'd love to put a badge on you and say, hey, you like to trade. We have, notation, we'll continue to get it right, period, bam. That's actually absolutely it. And that's what's fantastic is that attitude, and that'll go perfect with what I discussed with Freddie as well. We were talking about Chainlink, and as soon as Chainlink popped up and went up, Freddie's first inclination was short. I'm going to get in there and I'm going to short this. Very nice. Now, it pushed him to the point where, and this was the deal, it was like, well, on the fly, maybe, and I say this, we talked about development, and in terms of development, trade development, pattern identification, how are you guys as traders, right? As you look at it, how quick is your skill set, right? How quickly can you pull up a chart on the 4 hourly, the 1 hourly, the 30-minute, 5-minute, the 1 minute, and dig in and exactly know the position you should take, where your entry or exit should be, right? Are you going to be able to, if something's flying, and things happen a lot more quickly when the price is really taking off, and I mean, this is just a nice move. Like Freddie saw this specific move before it happened. I'll say that, right as it was going the opposite direction, he saw the short here. Beautiful move. Details surrounded, etc. Would have required potentially, I think, a scaled in double down in terms of the short position. But the bigger nuance is this. as you see an opportunity to trade, and this happens with no matter what, I mean, if you take a break from trading, if you take a few hours from trading, right, what will you see? You'll come back and you'll need to reframe your lines, right, all the time. You'll need to get back in gear immediately with the market. The quicker that you can make this assessment period in terms of, like, okay, if you're just looking at, let's say, going from, you get a notification, let's just say you get a notification something's up, there may be a trade, right? The quicker that you can develop your, or let's say hone your skill set to where, how long does it take you? The big question is, how long does it take you to go from a blank chart, a completely blank chart like this? It's up 6 to 8%. There's a potential for a short in the market. You have your technique down. Bam, you pull up. Okay, let's say link is up 6 to 8%. You have a blank chart. You're going to, from the moment that you get the chart up, how long does it take you to pattern identify, to literally put your skill set to use, and with all your training and your diligence, etc., how long does it take you to really scale in and start to put together the framework? Can you do it in 30 seconds? Can you do it in a minute? And you don't want to be haphazard with it, but as you talk about, something that's just going right through here, are you ready for the confirmation back onto the previous line of resistance? Boom, right? Are you ready for that to play? And now that would be, say, an immediate short. Now, Freddie caught this perfectly. Bam, this return to function. Now, are you, and onto the prior resistance, turning it into a support, okay, of an ascending triangle. Are you prepared for that catch, for that move? Like, he literally traded, it was a very nice move. He traded this return to function, and I'll let him explain the rest of it. Other than that, I said, the solution will probably be to double down, were to go back up in this direction, which it did, which would have been a beautiful short at that point if he had added and compounded into it. I'm not sure what he was doing. He may have been busy with family. He may have been, I think he went to church as well. He had a great day overall. So in terms of the lesson that we can all learn, and it's just important because he's our champ for January, I just want to share this. And he's just an incredible guy. Freddie, it's a blessing to have you, brother. You're a good man. I just know that for a fact. You are welcome here anytime. I want you to know that. I want to shout out to your family. Hello. How are you guys doing? You got a winner at home, I'll tell you that, in a lot of different regards. So the skill set that we hone, that we put together, like the assessment of the trade, putting in the variables, and you'll do this both technically here, but you'll also do it in terms of your order book. You'll do it in terms of your entry. You'll do it in terms of the position. Like, how quickly can you analyze? If you look at this becomes difficult. How quickly can you analyze an order book to look at the spread and to calculate your position? How big of a position will it hold? Guys, when you're at that level and you're able to not only do the technicals and say 30 minutes, let's say 30 seconds, 30 seconds to a minute, boom, very quickly. Definitely not 30 minutes, 30 seconds to a minute, as quickly as you can and as diligently as you can, putting your technicals together on something that may be a new trade. If you're then thereafter, okay, if you are then thereafter going to be able to absolutely look at your order book, look at the spread, and to be able to quickly determine, and this gets a little catchy. And if you've played with different, I'd say if you traded with larger amounts of cash, you guys understand this. And Angel, you know this, huh? You may be able to, to calculate what's on the board right now, okay? But to get a good feeling, and I'll say on the order board, because you can determine your position. It's not that you can't catch the trade. It's not that, Link is up in a down market or a sideways market. It was up 7 or 8%. We're just going to talk right now about trading because I know this means a lot to me to be able to talk with you guys, right? Smash that like button too if you guys wouldn't mind. I'd appreciate it. As we would look at this, it may change the algorithm for YouTube. We could use all the help we can get with them right now, although we love them, as we would talk about this. So Freddie getting in here, etc., as you calculate and begin to look at, you do the technical assessment, you do the pattern confirmation, you do not only your Fibonacci retracements, but also getting into your extensions, right? Can you do your retracements and your extensions, right, in a period of time? And you're going to have variables on this one, guys. Can you do your Fibonacci extension and your retracements within a period of time, along with looking at your order book to see the threshold of what your entry can be? And now the magic of the equation, if you understood that, you understand a lot and you're well on your way, I guarantee you. Okay, can you do all your technicals? Okay, and then can you look at your order book to see kind of what the threshold is, along with the probabilities, okay, and kind of the overall approach that you have on your specific trade. Can you look at that order book and say, okay, right now the spread on this with the volume, this is going to handle between maybe 10 and 25K, maybe it'll handle 50 to 100K, maybe it'll handle $1,000. honestly, this is no one's going short right now. There's not enough liquidity on this overall with the exchange. Now, when you get into those types of issues, there's going to be one more question you're going to ask after that. Okay, I would just say this, and if you've traded a lot, you'll probably know, and this is where the magic will come in. I'll just tell you, and if you're at this point to be able to understand what I just said, just connect with this. Okay, connect with this. If you can do all of that, you can do the technicals, you can do your retracements, you can do your confirmation back to the potential liftoff. Let's say you schedule into the short if it did decide to go against you, and you'll have time throughout the development of this trade. This was a number of hours, but as you immediately make the assessment as to whether or not it's a good trade for you, you're gauging based on the order book, based upon what is in front of you as to, okay, the price that you're willing to pay and what the threshold is, how big of a position it will hold for you. And then you are going to need to make a determination. Okay, this is where the magic is, guys. You need to make a determination as to, okay, where will this order book be when I want to exit, right? Where will the volume be on the order book if I'm looking at a short or a long position, 5L, 5S, 3L, 3S? You need to project, yes, what's the threshold now in terms of the carry function right now, and always look to and project, yes, but what will the order book be when I'm ready to exit, right? Where will the order book be in 12 hours when I'm ready to exit this? Will there be a greater demand function for this, for essentially what you're trading, right? If you go for a straight short, if you're working in futures versus if you're working on a 3L, 5L, 3S, 5S, okay, that's going to be a different story. But that second layer there, not just, and I'd say that, let's see, in terms of your original determination of what the order book currently would provide you, it is going to be, I'd say it's going to be affected a little bit by what the order book is going to look like when you're projecting that you're going to be able to exit. Okay, so always do that 2 steps. Do the step now. I'm getting into the trade. I'm looking at a 3L, 3S, or a 5L, 5S, or a spot position. Then, okay, you're going to make the determination based upon your liquidity, right? Natural, right? The order book looks like it'll carry 50 grand, 100 grand, say 250 grand or 2 grand, whatever it is. Sometimes it'll be $200, right? The important thing is as you gauge that, always include not only where you're at, but also where the trade is going, where you anticipate the trade going. Where will the market be? Like right now on this link trade, yes, it flew up, gave a great opportunity at about that 100% extension, okay? And like what I would have done in here is somewhat of a threshold analysis on the overall market, right? What's the mood of the market? Have these been completing? No, and we discussed that in some depth. Also, you get into some Elliott wave formations in here. What is the Elliott wave formation? The 1, 2, 3, 4, and a frustrated 5. Boom. Okay. So those are going to be the, and also you're going to look at the fact that particularly that and you know it's trading. You guys know that, but Bitcoin was up against its line of resistance breakout prior of that descending wedge. So all that gets computed, and I just want you guys to think forward when you're entering the trade. Think ahead of what will the order book like then? What will the demand be for the product that I'm acquiring right now? It may give you a little bit more incentive at times to pay a premium on it, a little bit of a premium. Okay, so not that you would want to go heavier. Okay, but if you're looking at something which may really turn into kind of a dynamic market position, that this would have, and congrats to Freddie again in terms of the eyes on this, which is, yeah, beautiful move, beautiful entry on this specific move. Just always project into where you believe that market will be, because you don't want to strap yourself or cut yourself too thin on getting into a position based upon the liquidity in the order book. Always project out to where that's going. So that's a lot said, but for the people who understand it, that's priceless. That is priceless information right there, right? So we always want to do that. Like, where am I now? You know, where is the market now, and where is it headed, essentially? But that's when you get into dollars, when you get into the measuring, it's like, you know, there's not you don't just get the ruler out or necessarily calculator out, and that's it in terms of that function, in terms of what will this trade hold, right? Well, how much will this trade hold? Because if you're looking at something that you believe is a high probability, et cetera, it's like, you know, how much money can I make on this type of a move? So those are important questions. Those are, you know, you got to be lightning quick to get through those through those issues. So yeah, I appreciate those of you who can hammer through those details quickly. And I know that Angel, I know you're a pro at that. Freddie, I know you're definitely developing at that, if not very well developed at that. So look forward to hearing how those trades continue to go for all the VIP. Congrats congrats, guys. You're really doing well in terms of that trade assessment. And that's just next level stuff. Nobody's talking about that stuff. No one does. So I'm excited to hear that that's just common language around here in terms of kind of a sophisticated trade development. I don't hear like liquidity issues on real, not to the extent that you guys are able to deploy them in terms of the levels of sophistication. So congrats on those. Sometimes it'll just mean you have to hold longer. It needs to go, I won't get it too far into, lest I encourage you all to get involved more in longs or shorts. You guys do your spot trading, right? You do what you need to do, but a lot of leverage already is out there. So let me look at the chat real quickly, see if we have anything, and I'll take a sip of coffee. All right, okay, let's see. Well, we all want to be successful. That's the point. That's why we are here. So it's nice to hear that. And in terms of that, we'll just take that as a group compliment. Absolutely. As we would look at, the big question that we have right now, let's just look at Bitcoin. The finding the bottom, that was nice. These two levels here in terms of 29,750, that's a feather in our cap. Okay, as much as that's a feather in our cap, people say, well, how heavy? That was the question then too. Well, how heavy should you have gone during this low here, the 29,750 that I'm highlighting here, right? How heavy should you have gone, right? Those are the split decision calculations that you're going to make quickly. You're going to look at the order book. You're going to look at, the entirety of the market. So it may not be intuitive. Well, this was the point to go. I mean, that was the point to throw in the, you should have just, leveraged the heck out of everything into it right there. That was the key focal. No, the order book right here was pretty slim, I bet you, depending upon which exchange you were at. So watching the trade develop, watching your position develop over time is definitely of note. As we would talk about this specific level in here, there's a little bit of this function of a consolidation that is going on in this direction, okay? As we would talk about, I brought up the 29,750 because as sure as we did catch that in the back, I'm very, very excited for 2022 without a doubt. This right here, I'm going to tell you guys, this is exactly how I wanted to start it. Like absolutely, boom. That's how I wanted to start it, just like that. Without a doubt, without any question, that's how I want it to look for us. That's the 4-hourly chart. The 50% retracement on this level, on the top line, the lower level is our target. Boom. That's how I want 2022 to look, okay? And in terms of that, it's just, it doesn't go without saying that, well, who hit that, right? Who had that target, right? It's like who found the 29,750? It's just hard work, guys, and I give the credit to you as a group, but this is why we are who we are. It's very exciting to be a part of this group, right? How cool. What a great set of targets right there. Just glad that we were talking about them really for like a week or weeks before they actually got hit. That's very that's just awesome. That is that's the way to do it. Way to go, VIP, right? So that's just awesome. I'm gonna have one more sip of coffee. I'm gonna look at this chat. You guys let me know. And Angel, you got the wrench. That means that you're in charge in that chat. You can do whatever you want to in that chat. Absolutely. That's Angel's chat there. So if you guys mess around or anything, he's got that wrench. He can do what he needs to do in that room. So I think if you right click or you long hold on anybody, you can remove them or add them or do whatever. You see what that wrench can do. So as we would look at this, the big question is, because we've just been, we have just, and I'm not going to stray from the answer, like, or stray from the issue at hand, right? As we would talk about, and let's bring up, if we can, I think the most demonstrative way that we can approach the question of, can we continue to go up, right? Can we continue to express something positively? Although the question, or I'd say, although the, some may feel like the issue has been resolved to a degree, right? We're still within this day, okay? We're still within this day. A lot of this pricing action has occurred just right here, okay? So we're still within this day. It is another rejection, technically, but this is where we get into, if we can take a rejection, I'll just say this, guys, if we can take a rejection like that as at an established level, right, at an established level from one of our targets that produced in excess of like 15%, right? If that's what a quote-unquote rejection is our price target producing anything from 10 to 15% over a period of immediately 2 days and 4 hours, okay, up to 6 days, I'll take as many rejections as we need to have, because that's a nice move in the market to to predict, to have, to literally go into and target. I mean, that's okay. We'll take that, okay, for a week or 2 week, or well, let's see the exact time frame that this occurred on. Yeah, I mean that's phenomenal. 7 days here. Okay, so as you look in, the classic adage goes like the old saying, right? Buy at support, sell at resistance. Trade your patterns, right? Buy at support, sell at resistance. Now, is that what you're inclined to do? Well, if you're not, try it. And what I would say is, if you're having trouble trading, what I would find instrumental is maybe lighten up, okay, on your trades for right now. Okay, unless you just, you're confident you're going to be able to schedule in, or you're planning on scheduling in a double or triple down, right? And then that's not an issue if that's what you plan on doing. But I would say, if you're having trouble right now with your trades, back it up a step. And this was a discussion I had earlier on. Just a short discussion with an individual. But what I'll say is, when you make that second move sometimes, okay, and let's talk about this. Sometimes you'll make a second move. And it was in the context of, let's say, a trade like Freddy's, a short on top of a link that had just gone up through the roof, etc. But it's a compound move into your trade, into your original position. And what I like about this is, when you're making another move into your trade, or you're adding to your trade or compounding into your trade, a lot of times that second move, you will take a lot more time and consideration. You'll be a lot more focused into it. If you start with, let's say, just to get into, I want to put some skin in the game. I need to get involved. I need to really wrap my head around this. I'm going to go ahead and let me throw in X dollars in terms of a position. Right now, if you roll heavy and you expect to roll heavy, well, X dollars can be a big position, and you expect to cover that with a bigger position. But you may want to just throw some if you're having trouble with your trades. It's just an idea, and you guys, you do your own research, you do your own trade game. But for our guys, I like this approach, right? You throw in, maybe and especially if you're new to this arena, and all this seems like it's a little bit much, right? Throw in something to get a position. Get yourself focused on where you're at. If you made an error, this is the best thing about this. If you made an error, or the market wants to show you that you made an error, right, through maybe what it offered you in your order book, etc., that next move, if your cover is, well, I'm going to double or triple down into it, I'm going to compound into this position, I'm just going to tell you, a lot of times, if you're covering a position and you feel like you made a mistake, you feel like the market already took your cash, right? You already feel like, well, this was a bad entry. The market took my cash. Like, this is something, I'm going to fix this, right? You start to have this, I'd say this conviction that, well, the market just took my money. It just forced me into a mistake, or I just did something wrong. Sometimes that second move, okay, just pay attention. Maybe it's a good idea for you. Maybe it's not. Maybe you're always right the first time. If you are, congrats. That's cool. If you're not, and if I spend a lot of time with new traders. Okay, so when I talk about this approach is, well, get some skin in the game. Okay, if you're looking to trade a specific level, right? Maybe you missed the if we talk about the levels on Bitcoin, this initial 34,570. Excuse me. Maybe you went into a position here, right? And maybe you just threw just a touch in here. And maybe it started to move against you. Maybe you're excited about that. You say, okay, that's fine now, because now I'm really ready to schedule in. Now I'm really ready to double or triple or compound into it. And that's when I really believe that you're going to be focused. You're going to be firing on all cylinders when it starts to count more, right? And when you've already seen the price, you're going to be dedicated to the price action because you're already in a trade. Right, you're already in a position, you're already watching it, and a lot of times, if you feel like that first trade is not working, it's not really going in your favor, it will grind against you to the extent that you'll fix, that next move. A lot of times, you will fix what went wrong, okay, and that's just a level of focus. It was a discussion I had earlier on today. I wanted to kind of bring that to your attention in terms of a possibility that you guys would look at and say, okay, maybe that second swing at the plate is really what you need to really grit your teeth and get in there and really swing for that fence, right? So just an idea, right? You guys will have, I know, a lot of successful traders watch this channel, so it's just a little bit of maybe commentary. So maybe that will be helpful, and maybe it will be something you guys decide to pass on in terms of even to someone else that you know who is trying to start trading. If you're having a lot of success early on with your trades, maybe someone else isn't. Maybe that's an approach you can help use with them. I'm going to tell you the 1 hourly here. It's just looking good, okay? I just have to say that, okay? And now I know things have looked good throughout the entirety of this, but we have really nearly a flat top here, guys. It's really close, right? We're always looking for an exact flat top along any line of resistance, technical resistance here, okay? Now, what I'm going to say is that the more flat that this line is, the better suited we are for an ascending triangle. We'll take a little bit, just a touch. We don't mind taking a little bit of an angle here. But the flatter that we can get this, and a lot of people will say, well, no, that's a double top. No, guys, for an ascending triangle, this is what we need. Now, let's just talk about a little bit of the, let's discuss a little bit of the fact that, we've had multiple preceding levels. The best pattern that we've had that has really, really worked well was this, if you guys will recall this, and we called this right in here. I remember us getting out a video for you guys, and it was literally just, I had to get it out. I was like, I have to get this out. What am I going to name this? I'm going to name this Bull Flag Alert right in here. Boom. And we hit this just up and out. It was a beautiful move out of this falling wedge. Okay, since then we've had some difficulties. I'm bringing that up right now because it's about. It looks like the point is this: we like big patterns. We don't mind waiting. Why? Because typically bigger patterns will move more. Right? The expectation of the move on a bigger pattern is typically larger. Now, given the fact, what we would want to do immediately, if that's the case, we would say, okay, great. Well, bigger the move, the bigger the bigger the pattern, the bigger the expected move. Well, that's great because we're in a huge descending wedge right now. That is true. Okay. The problem is with wedges, we're not guaranteed. I'm just going to say that we're not guaranteed at this level that we're going to just absolutely reaccomplish the top of the wedge. Now, that's something very popular. I hear that all the time, that the target is the top of the wedge. Boom, that's it. Well, that's not really, as you guys trade, and I say this a lot, as you guys trade a lot, or if you guys trade a lot, you'll know that there are some differences there in terms of kind of the overall, kind of the tagline that you'll hear around, well, the target's the top of the wedge. If you trade a lot, that's not the case. Just as we knew, I say we knew, but I mean down to the point like we've literally practically studied these recaptures, and as we would look at this, and I'll clean this up quite a bit on this specific chart. This is the overall, just saying a different is the 4 hourly on the candles. But as we would look at this specific, chart, let me go through and go ahead and add in, where is our pitch fan? As we would look at this. Okay, we had discussed live. Okay, we've been through multiple ones already, and this is really, really crucial here. We've discussed, and I haven't traded it live. I traded a lot of them before we went live with it. I'll guarantee you that. But we talked about the recapture, right? We talked about the return to function, right? And I know that 2 of those went down live. We were live with 2 of those, and so we discussed that principle as this was breaking down from this falling wedge. Okay, and this is just the Bitcoin chart on the 4 hourly. So as you look at this, we've already broken down as the point from this wedge, the recapture. I call it the return to function. It's returned to. Okay, it's returned to this falling wedge. Okay, and does that change the expectations as we would talk about the entirety of the wedge? Does it change the expectations in terms of a potential need for a differentiated pattern, something new along the bottom here? And it's a valid question, right? Do we need a new pattern? Okay, now what we're getting into is a potential pattern in terms of the ascending triangle. Is that something that we can just absolutely, I'm going to say, in terms of the interpretive effect of what I'm saying, you guys take it with a grain of salt. If you disagree with all of it, beautiful. The question here is, and it's one I think we should just, go over technically. It's like we want a bigger pattern. Easily, we want a bigger pattern. That's the idea. The larger the pattern, typically the larger the move, the larger the expected move. Now, we fell out of this pattern. Okay, so when we're looking at this, can we still say, the question is, can we still say that we have a larger pattern to complete up to, or are we most likely limited by, okay, aside from the fact that I think it's nice that we called that return to function multiple times, and if you guys are new to the channel, I know the guys who are here and like, no, we know the return to function. It's nice to see that operate again on Bitcoin. Way to go, VIP. That's VIP right there, right? When I say I've looked at 100 of them empirically, the data set on 100 of them, I mean, from trading, like it's nice to see that, right? Absolutely, in terms of the return to that wedge function, right at our targets too. Boom, boom. So, let's say right from our target. So as we would look at this, expanding this wedge, the overall question right now, and I think it's the most valid question when we would start to assess where are we headed, right? Because people want to know, okay, that's great. Where are we headed, right? Are we going up or are we going down? You guys know what is the axiom now. We're always buying, we're always selling, right? It's just I like saying that. I like the approach that where are we buying at lower prices? Where are we selling? At higher prices, okay? Within this context of the market the last 85 days, if it hasn't proven anything to you, maybe you've stood through a solid short the entire time and didn't get washed out here. Maybe. Okay, maybe you didn't get washed out on a 5L or you're a 10X or something. You didn't get washed out with this specific move 20% against you, or you didn't get washed out with a different move against you. Possible, okay? Possible. Now, in terms of this larger question, though, I think it is I think it's a rational way to look at the market right now, and a very plausible or feasible question to ask right now in terms of this specific pattern that's in formation. Can we? And there's some requirements that it continue to do, that it continue to behave for us in terms of the buyers picking up at a higher level. We need a higher low. Period. Non-negotiable. I just tell you, for the ascending triangle, period. That's it. Non-negotiable. Now, if we were to dip down into a lower, essentially a swing failure from this prior low, if we were to dip into a lower level here, we could still pick up and formulate an ascending triangle, but we would want to touch the top level of resistance again. You guys, you copy that? Okay, if we were to achieve a swing failure, have a lower low here, okay, instead of higher lows, just walking up into this ascending triangle, were we to have a swing failure, boom, we have a lower low. Okay, that's fine as long as we pick up and hit this level of resistance again and reconfirm this overall pattern. So that could take a bit, okay, that could take a while. There may be some play in here. If you guys are looking for a strong big trade to enter, Bitcoin may give that to you. Okay, we're kind of in. I don't want to say that we're just in absolute flux or removed from. Let's say transition or removed from this overall wedge because we didn't complete it, right? Or we didn't break out of it. Let's go back to this original chart we were on right now. I'll take that one off. That's the 200 heat map there. Let's see. Let me go back to the original chart here. Let's see where we're at. We've got a few different. There we go. This is the one that we were spending time on here. Okay, so. In terms of that, the daily, I think, is a really nice picture of what we're looking at and what we're dealing at technically. It's just been nice. The lines have been respected. You've picked up on the specific patterns. Okay, I'm not going to say on the daily. I was asking for that earlier on when we first started really getting into Bitcoin. I'm like, well, I'd like to see something on the daily. You guys know in this level here, I was just very adamant about that. I'd like to see something on the daily. It treated us very well in this level. If you guys will just rewind with me a little bit, it's very important, okay? And the larger framework of the pattern, okay, the differentiation between, let's say, this wedge, the falling wedge here, and this ascending triangle, I think is a valid discussion that can be had. Right now, after just, I'm going to say essentially from my trade experience, etc., and my understanding of the technicals, I'm going to say I like the target from this specific ascending triangle were it to be able to. What's up, Freddie in the house? What's up, Freddie? Nice to have you here, brother. So glad that you were able to join. That is awesome. Angel, Freddie's in the house. What's up? What's up? Nice to see the crew coming together. This is important. It's Sunday night, closing out the weekend strong. How awesome. So the question right now, Freddie, that we're dealing with, and Angel gave you some props earlier on. Look up and scroll up in the chat there. You'll see a little bit of some rewards or medal or something you got. Real cool there. Really exciting to see that. Good interaction. This is VIP all the way. Freddie's the champ. Got to say, we got to show it. Let's show it. Boom, boom, boom. Here we go. That is Freddie in the house with his. Look at that. That's a nice trophy. That's a nice trophy. And we'll go over some videos and different stuff. But Freddie, you really earned it this month. You just, you're just a great trader. We went through the link. You may have to go rewatch that. The question we're going through right now, and Freddie is shouting out to Angel. That's nice to see you guys. As we would talk about, like the question I'm going over right now, Freddie, can we distinguish or should we distinguish this potential ascending triangle here from the overall framework in terms of the expectation that we might have from a larger wedge? Because, as we looked at this, I was really adamant, and I was just getting into, we really got treated well by the daily chart here. Okay, this one I cut the video on, didn't want to cut the video on this, but I mean I guess I had to, right? In terms of like Elliott Wave International, if you're wrong, we're gonna hunt you down, right? We're gonna find you. We're gonna we have to, I don't know, we're gonna have to call you or something like, why are you right on this? Unfortunately, like you guys, you really studied this, didn't you guys? But they know what they're doing. As we would look at this, I have fun. They're so nice over there. I really think a lot of those people at the Elliott Wave International, in terms of this move, bam. I didn't want to call that. I didn't want that to occur. Just for the record, wasn't excited about that much of a lower price. But anyway, especially on the tail end, is so much excitement. It was really nice to get Bitcoin up to 69,000. Thought this micro bull flag really was going to produce until Austria, then China and Iceland, boom. Then Russia rears up its head, and Russia, I think, is an issue that hopefully, in terms of crypto, is going to be something that brings everybody together. I hope that's a good thing for Russia in terms of that mining opportunity that they have settled in on. Hopefully, we'll just say that. We look forward to those everyone who wants to trade in Russia. Hopefully, we can trade against them. We look forward to that. It's going to be fun. So as we would look at it, the overall discussion here, a little bit interrupted by Freddie. That's exciting to have you here, Freddie. But what we say is I've been relying on this daily chart. I've been relying on the daily chart. Why? I've been relying on it because I like the level of certainty that the daily chart, yes, it's more consolidated, right? But I like the level of certainty that it's going to provide me, and it's been very, very accurate, okay? Very accurate, as we would talk about, because I'll just tell you, in this zone, most people were on different time frames, drawing, falling wedges, this and that. We had this here, boom, boom, boom. Right, so I appreciate that level of just kind of I feel like it's an increased level of certainty in terms of the consolidated price action. There's not so much volatility in the daily chart. It's just crucial. I really would encourage you guys to plug into the daily chart. Okay, you didn't miss anything if you plugged into the daily chart, at least for a look, because I know you spend a lot of time on the 10-minute or on the 15-minute, the 30-minute, the 5-minute, whatever it may be, the 1 minute. You're down there all the time. Just look at Bitcoin, though. You have not missed a lot from the daily, guys. It's been a really solid. If you're looking for big moves, maybe some of you are just tied into those lower time frames. I understand that. But I want to encourage you, as you're looking at your trade week here start to develop. Hopefully, we'll have some good trades from all of you guys this week. We're hoping for that, guys. As we would look at this, and I mean that sincerely, right? That's what we do. We trade. Just message from Angel is that we trade. I want to let you guys know that. I was chatting with him earlier. Nice to have him here. And just absolutely. What we would say is, this specific, like a bull flag from early last year, right? Look at that, guys. That's nice conformance on that is nice conformance on the daily. Nice bull flag on the daily, right? Absolutely. Stack that up. Still nice conformance bull flag on the daily. Not bad, huh? As we would look at, really, you'd have to compress a bit into this more recent zone, but look at that. That's still a nice bull flag on the daily. We were looking for this bull flag. If you guys remember calling this bull flag out, a conformance and a relative, I'd say a relative degree of conformance with this move, we were calling that out essentially just right around this rounding formation here, telling people just, do watch out, because as soon as Bitcoin, it feels like it's biting you and everyone has to let go of it at this point. Just keep in mind how far it retraced here. We had those discussions, and it was on the daily. So always plug into the daily. I'm just going to let you guys know it's been a really consistent time frame for us to handle questions related to Bitcoin. So yes, the falling wedge. I like it, but right now I don't want to say it's not done for me, quote unquote done. I just want a bigger pattern. All right, I want a bigger pattern that's going to be a reversal pattern for us, okay? We can strike into a level of the fib. We can hit the 50% fib just below it, but I'll tell you, in terms of this consolidation feature here, that was nice. This was a nice consolidation feature. Nice long time spent at this level, kind of a congestion area. They would call this a congestion area, consolidation, congestion area, etc. But when you looked at that, this feature was really crucial in terms of the amount of time that we spent at this level within this same pattern conformance. And the natural question is going to be, well, if we did this here, what about this here? Now, we have a little bit different of a dynamic going on. If we were to look at this falling wedge in this preceding zone around that 30,000, absolutely, we have a little bit of a different dynamic going on with this specific wedge. It's like, this is a little bit more classically, I'd say, able for us to interpret it in terms of the specified angle we would want. Typically, we like to see them when they'll continue in, from the lower end, and they'll really skyrocket to the upside. We found this at about 30,000. If you guys follow us on Twitter, make sure you do that top left at the Kingdom. We really, this was something that we talked about on the higher time frames. Was really, really a nice key feature. And just as we would look at the just the daily, why am I bringing up the daily right now? If I expand out this specific line here, because yes, we did a recapture into the preceding, and always watch that, guys. Always watch it when you fail a wedge. When you fail a wedge, meaning down through the level of support, watch for a recoupment, okay? Just watch for it, okay? See how many times you can count that it doesn't do it on Bitcoin. That's my challenge to you. See how many times you can you can find an instance where it does not recapture up into the into that preceding falling wedge. I'm going to tell you guys, it's a very interesting trade technique. If you guys trade a lot, if you're not just interested, is it going up or going down like we trade, as Angel passed on to me earlier on tonight, and thank you for those words again. Just to remind everybody, because that's what we do. We trade. And not that you don't invest in some things and you trade other things. I mean, that's a good delineation that Angel, you also made. I appreciate that. There's investing and then there's trading. But we as a group, we trade. That's what we do. So I just want that to resound this evening. That was kind of his words to me. So I wanted to let you guys know that. And he's been in, that's coming from a guy who's been in Bitcoin since $7.79, right? That's awesome, Angel. And it's just to hear that approach from you is just awesome. That is what we're all about. And that's, we really appreciate your ongoing support of the Kingdom as well in terms of the overall super chats. You just being here is the icing on the cake. That's just awesome. That's really, really cool. So and I mean that from the heart. That's and you know that. So as we would look at this, let's go into let's see here. Let's go into maybe the challenge that we have. Okay, the challenge that we have right now is maintaining. There he goes. There he is. What's up, Angel? Freddie was just shouting out to you in the chat. I wanted to make sure you saw that. But yeah, it doesn't go without saying, like, if there were if there's like 6 people in this room, and it's just interesting, like we have a good enough group in the back, etc. I know the VIPs that are busy. I know the ones that are here for trading, and I know the ones that I'd say are probably busy somewhere else. Priceless, 100%. Yo, what's going on? So as we look at this, I want to frame this ascending triangle attempt right now within a potential level of deviation here, because it's going to be difficult, and it's nice to have this squared away, this, I'd say right in line. You guys know it was just a nice march to the upside. Let me see if I can find the preceding. Where is the preceding that we had? We continue to learn every day. We absolutely do. And the market is priceless in that regard, right? Absolutely. The market is priceless on that regard because it continues to teach us all. And I just say in terms of that we would say that if you look at, what was it? I saw a great article about everyone this year in terms of their net wealth dropping with the market or last year, except for Warren Buffett. And I was like, well, okay. And it was an interesting article. I'll bring that to your attention in terms of the VIP in the back. But yeah, it's constantly challenging. It's an ever, changing challenge or changing opportunity for us to hone in additional skills. When I talk, about those skills, Freddie, that you put to work very quickly in terms of the assessment of your short. What was the let's say, what was the threshold in terms of how big of a position could you have taken? What was it upon entry versus what was your assessment of what the market would be upon your exit, right? There's a lot of those variables that come into play. Like, that's dynamic thinking. Only highly intellectual people, like Angel, you mentioned that earlier on tonight, like highly intellectual people, really, like, strong achievers are going to be attracted to, engaging in that process. So it's a really cool group. You guys are awesome. Huh? I hope you all know that. And you all are probably like, yes, we know that, London, but it just doesn't go without saying. It's just a really interesting feature that I can talk about, distinguishing or separating out this specific feature here in terms of the attempted ascending triangle, right? this specific line of support needing to hold, the different time frames, the 4 hourly, etc. Let's see what Angel says. You have to continue to learn to continue to make money. It's a continually evolving space. No kidding, huh? With NFTs from, I saw Justin Bieber just put in a multi-million-dollar NFT purchase to it's just very interesting. What did who said that recently? Was it Elon? I'm not sure if Elon said on Twitter. He said, "Sell me this wrench. It's an NFT." And someone just said that, or something, or a pin. It was a pin on a specific. So yeah, everything is really changing with NFTs, etc. With Web3, the entirety of crypto, I think is really poised for some awesome things to happen this year. I'm really excited about 2022. Legitimately, I don't think they could run this train off the tracks if they tried. I really believe that about crypto this year, guys. If they tried to run crypto off the tracks, I do not believe they could run this thing off the tracks if they tried. They can throw the interest rate hike at it. They can try and do 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. They can do what needs to be done. I just really believe, and to the extent that there's additional value in the market, I really like, guys. I am so excited about additional value if we can get it. I am telling you, not just, oh, you want lower prices. Well, if you really look back at 2018, 19, 20, what built into 2021, good gosh. I mean, good gosh, guys. So as I look at that opportunity, I look at it as nothing other than an opportunity. Like, I think about VIP. Would I like the VIP to just become extremely wealthy? Like all of the VIP to become extremely wealthy? Yes, I would. If that required an additional 6 or 8 months where everything really got awful and extremely low priced, I would love that to occur, to see all of the VIP literally just become wealthy. Boom. Because it can happen, right? And not that it's necessary or required. We're not saying that this is, a capitulation in terms of the overall entirety of this level. I had another and you'd like to get into NFTs, we have an NFT project on the sidelines. I'll let you guys know about it. It's something that's going to be cool for VIP, whatever it is. And I've had a meeting already, one meeting with an individual who's a great artist. He's actually part of that. This is interesting the way this works. I got a copy of the VIP card. It's awful. I have to tell you guys, it's awful. All right, I got it. It has an NFC chip. All this cool stuff is supposed to be. And I'm like, it's like a cool card, and someone stuck gum on it. And I'm like, what is this? It's like the NFT part. I'm like, this, or the NFC part, the chip in them. This is awful. I don't like this. So anyway, I was working on the VIP cards with the U.S. Open team, right? The designers. Part of that team, he collaborates with the girl that was the U.S. Open lead. Well, he is now in talks with me, and shout out to Big Kevin. What's up, Big Kevin? He's a good friend of mine, has been for years, but he didn't pick it up on the VIP card issue, and I think he was busy with different things. But we just met last week on NFTs. All right, so there's some cool stuff happening, and I want to let you guys know. We'll hopefully have some really cool stuff going on because I know people want to get into NFTs. So maybe we'll have something good. If you guys have any ideas about that, let me know. And I mean that legitimately, because we're also talking with someone else who has just started up their own line of NFTs. So we got a lot of NFT stuff going on, and it's going to be something that I hope is more, is continually exciting for the entirety of the group, right? As we trade, as we watch price action. So it's really nice to see the overall space develop. So and I mean that, right? You guys know that. I mean that. That's just, it's kind of cool. We didn't have NFTs this time last year as part of the main framework of the discussions, did we? We weren't really heavily involved in them. As we talk about, I meant to bring this up. Snoop Dogg. Have you guys seen Snoop Dogg's avatars? This does not go without saying. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is something else. Snoop Dogg avatars. Let me see. Snoop Dogg avatars. Let's see. You guys have to check this out. Snoop. I think if I just do Snoop, is it under Snoop? You guys have got to check this out. We have to take just a second because he has gone full blown Snoop Dogg avatar with everything. He's gone metaverse, you guys know, with Sandbox. Look at these guys. Look at these. Look at this. Snoop Dogg, 10,000 new avatars. So this is the space is allowing for multiple, algorithmically generated, differentiated NFTs, etc. So there's a lot going on, guys. In terms of the overall marketplace, there's just a whole lot that is occurring, and we're paying attention to it. Sandbox was one that we hit on the way up. Yeah, that was nice. Sand and Gala went at the same time with Mana, right? Kind of in concert there with what was that, Starl and some other ones that really produced some cash in 2021. This was a copy of something I sent to VIP and also to Angel. These were just nice trend lines that I had laid out, and I didn't like it because it was conservative, right? I just wanted to let you guys know this was conservative in terms of Bitcoin here. It just was, right? And I didn't. Let me say I didn't like it, but the issue was, it's like, well, do we really have to go with that? Because it was like, well, we're just getting started with the price action. It's like, don't maybe cut us off here, maybe cut us off up in here. But as you look at the orange line here, this was on the 4 hourly. The orange line is the 100 moving average, okay, on the 4 hourly. The purple line was and is still the 200 moving average. So as we looked at this, yeah, this was pretty much the level, even though it appeared as it was a little bit restrictive, right? It appears like, well, there's a lot of price action up and above. There may still be a lot of price action up and above, right? To the extent that we can formulate some buyer support and get that ascending triangle moving up and through these levels towards that 200 instead of just the 100. But I liked the framework that I put together for you guys, the VIP, etc. And yeah, it was kind of that it was restrictive like that. It just did hit right on into it. So as we would look at this, Angel powering through with a statement. Let's hear this. I've been in the meats and produce business all my life, Freddie. No disrespecting, but you're learning from being a student has no bearing on your mindset. Believe in what you're doing, Freddie, wholeheartedly. Hey, that's the way to go, huh? Absolutely. You're being a student. Yeah, what do you say? I'd like to get into NFTs. I'm still training in my taking profits. I'm confident on my entries, 80% of them, says Freddie. Good. But to be honest, I need to sharpen my exits. I'm a student. Very good interaction between that. Very good. Nice to see you guys chatting, huh? Yeah, absolutely. Lot of VIP interaction ongoing. Love to see you guys chatting. That's what this is all about. Very, very cool. And Freddie, I need to see the other part of the video. We're almost there. I just want to show part of the video. Can I show part of the show? I want to see the video with the mining machines. Okay, with your tour through the mining. For the crypto mining factory. Freddie, our champ, has an interesting experience with crypto mining, and I want to see that video so we can show it to everybody. Congratulations to Freddie, our January champ. Absolutely, in terms of tearing up the trading, the trading guys, the market, he's just done extremely well. Really strong on entries, and just nice to see him throwing at the market and kind of forcing that market to do what he wants it to do. A lot of times that's through some patience and some uncomfortable holds. I've seen some uncomfortable holds, but he's got real strong hands in terms of that, and really great entries. I would say that. So it's nice. That's just me being honest, Freddie. Nice to see your entries. You know that. And we talked about a little bit of style today. Yeah, there you go. Steve O, what's up, Steve? Nice to see you, Steve. Nice to see all you guys in the house. Yeah, so we want to see that other video as well, Freddie. And it has to include the ones with the mining machines. I mean, now the overall story of the overall story, it'll capture your heart. It's a heck of a story. He's a champion. I'm going to tell you guys that. He's a winner, without a doubt. But the overall mining machine, when you guys see this, you'll be like, holy crud. It looks like he's in the Matrix or something. I don't know where exactly or how it got done, but you are here, Freddie. You're VIP. That's right, huh? That's right. And, yeah, you're amongst friends. You're amongst very good people, as we would discuss that honestly. You know that. So as we look at the ascending triangle here, now we're going to have differentiation amidst the differentiation of the candle wicks to the line. You guys know that, right? The line is still relatively, conformance, which I think is a big deal right now. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and state that. It's still relatively, we're within a relative degree of conformance. Now I have this line here essentially drawn through to omit this level in terms of this the pour down feature there. I'm trying to give us a little bit of leeway in terms of the pickup function of the buyers. Now, as buyers do continue to pick up in this level, it's going to be continually, I'm going to say it's going to get kind of exciting, guys. I haven't really been that, I'm not going to get you overly excited. Don't pull the trigger. When I say that, immediately Freddie's looking at the 5L. I know you are, Freddie. When I see bull, we'll say bull, all right? Okay, deal? But we said that in the back at 29,750, and in the and I remember when Freddie joined VIP, he doubled or tripled his account in like a week. It was like just huge amounts of cash, and we caught this early, so that was nice. The context here is, yes, it's going to get a little bit exciting, but within the framework of Link, what a great trade for you to take tonight, Freddie. In terms of Link, was what? Just showing how an ascending triangle can work out in this market. You guys want to go through it real quickly? Don't pay attention if you like Chainlink or not. That's not important to me at all. That is not the discussion here at all. What's the discussion is this: an ascending triangle, exactly what we want Bitcoin to do, right? Yeah, and look at it. It just hammered back down through its level of resistance. It's like not just this skyrocket up approach that we want, a little bit difficult. So as we look at that, it's just I'm always looking for that the first mover in a series of crypto's nice in that regard because we have so many coins we can look to, like which one of these is a first mover. Can we get some indication in terms of which coin is moving now? A lot of the patterns overlap. You guys know that a lot of comparative analysis can occur in terms of your looking at variable charts. Like if we look at Phantom, we look at one, right? If we look at Near or Dusk, if we look at in terms of the patterns right now, if we look at DOT and Bitcoin, if we were to look at Doge, front runner, question mark for Sheeb, don't know, right? If we would look at these are all lined up. We have a lot of different. Not to compare the coins at all. Not to compare the coins at all. Just to compare the charts. That's it. And if you know those charts well enough, you know there's a reason I brought them up in that context, right? It is. Like ETH, BNB. That's just Ethereum, the Binance coin. Boom, boom. We don't have to look at the charts per se right now to know that they're comparative. I can go through them in the next 30 minutes or 45 minutes. If you guys know your charts, you know the point that I'm making right now. And yes, those match up. If you look at those, they match up. Those charts that I just laid out in terms of that, we look at them enough, right? Those are ETF. Most of those are ETF coins, so we pay a lot of attention to them here. If you guys are going long or short on a 3 or 5 times leverage, that's what we, there's a reason that we focus on them. But all to bring up in the context of would Link necessarily predict out BTC? Not necessarily, right? We wouldn't expect like Chainlink, but it was a first mover in 2022, so we pay attention to this, okay? We pay attention to the fact that Chainlink was one that got up and out quickly in 2022. It's a new year, right? So to the extent that it's a first, I know there's a lot of microcaps moving. There's a lot of other issues going on, but Link is one that's been around for a while. So to see it express an ascending triangle and to watch it frustrate up just on the other side of the prior resistance, right? That's something that I do pay attention to. And I say this, not to the extent that we're going to rely on it. Nothing more than a comparative right now is what I would say. Nothing more than a comparative in terms of it just demonstrated an ascending triangle, and we've had that on a few different coins. You guys will know that. What we can go through the ones that have moved recently in terms of that expression, but it's I don't know what you guys have been trading a lot. What have you been enjoying? We can go through the different coins to kind of look at things. Let's see. Hey, you're not January's champ by accident, says Angel, right to Freddie. Absolutely not, huh? You're January's champ. Not many students can say that. Re-emphasizing, I mean no disrespect to you, Freddie, says Angel, or any VIPs. I want to make sure that my comments are not misconstrued. Yeah, because you're a student, Freddie, but you're the champ. You're the champ of January 2022. So, yeah, you're a student, but, you're putting on a clinic. The guy who's a student is putting on a clinic for everybody. So we get it. You're always going to have something to work on in your trade game. I just guarantee you. I mean, I've been around some of the biggest. You've been looking at Cosmos. That's a good one. We're going to look at Cosmos real quickly. Great price action on Cosmos. But I've been around some really top traders, guys. Some of the top guys off the street. I want to let you guys know. Wall Street, period. No joke, right? Just in a direct, just directly face to face, okay, well, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? And trading and whatever else. This is not financial advice. I'm not your financial advisor. Okay, this is just my life, my existence. Okay, some of the top, if not the top trader, okay, etc. from Wall Street. And guys, believe it or not, Freddie, believe it or not, even he would come to me with a question. I am not kidding you, and it's not because I'm the guy with all the answers. It's because that's what people do is they look at the market and they have difficulties. I'm going to tell you, even the top guy on the street will not be able to figure out a certain problem or question or want to refer or let's say bounce an idea off of people. So, yeah, the fact that you're still working on, I mean, this is a tricky market. You're still working on your exits? Come on, man. This market has taken people and everybody to the cleaners. It has wanted to for the last 85 days. So the fact that you're on top of your champ, that you got through that line of resistance. I got to say, that was an impressive line of resistance. You guys remember that? Where was that? Where was this that Freddie just powered through? Where was this? I want to say it was back in, where was this? I think it was back in here. I think it was this move right here. I do. I'm not sure if you guys remember that, but I think it was that specific move. Let me go to this right here. It was either that or it could have been something like this. It was in this area in here, as I recall it, and it was something I said, if you could get up and over the line of resistance, you would be the champ. And absolutely, he's the guy who hit the button. He decided to go hit the button. He decided to trade it, and bam, he nailed it, right? So, yeah, Freddie, you're the champ, brother. It's just funny. If I told you guys some of the people that just explained their positions, their roles, and like, no, those guys too, they have questions too. They're not. It's not a lock solid. Everything's perfect in the market for them either. Like, some well-to-do individuals still struggle with trading. It's just the market. It's the challenge that it provides to us. It's the challenge that we choose to endeavor on. So that's nice. So we're going to be looking at, the feature here is nice, okay? And in terms of the chain link, I bring that up just a comparative, just an example of another ascending triangle, right, that's already completed. We want to find a front runner, if at all, right, if there is one in the market at all, irrespective of, I understand the technology differs from Bitcoin. Gotcha. I understand you don't like chain link, or you like, I could care less about chain link right now. That's not the point. It's the chart. Boom, 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 right? Right. And what I would say is, as I would look at this, at Bitcoin, we found a front runner in terms of Chainlink, and this is important for us to do the comparative. Do we have a front runner? Right? Do we have the front runner in terms of that? Because Link has just done within the last day what we're looking for Bitcoin to potentially do. Now, what I would do is run the diagnostic as well on, did Chainlink come out of any type of a descending wedge? The answer is no. So that would be one differentiation. I think that's a valid point. We would start to do. Let's see. There we go. Mr. Miyagi, what are you saying over there? I got to get back in the chats. What are you saying? Mr. Miyagi, what is he saying now? Here we go. So it's funny. He is a Jedi master, etc. We always talk about that cyborg time. When we go up late at night, we do all this stuff. He's like, you've turned into a cyborg. What's he saying? I've been looking at Cosmos. We'll look at Cosmos for the champ, for the January champ. Let's go to Adam. We'll look at Cosmos, okay? We will dig into Cosmos here in a bit. I brought it up to VIP and to Angel. I'm like, everyone is aware of this degree of price action on this thing. It's been phenomenal. One thing I'll say right now, okay, in terms of this does remind a little bit of what? It reminds just a touch of what was the recent one that we just had a big hit on? We had several this last week, didn't we? It wasn't near, was it? I don't think it was near the last week we brought. It wasn't near. Absolutely, that wasn't the one that I brought. The one that I brought to the VIP this last week, it wasn't Luna. It was not Matic. It was directly down into its golden pocket. Do you guys remember that? Absolutely. It was a really nice example of just a beautiful trade if anybody wanted to take it. It wasn't Phantom. It was FXS. Yes, it was FXS. I brought it to the VIP, and I'm like, this thing is nosedived right into its golden pocket. I want to bring that up. Please pay attention. Please pay attention. Okay? Yes, I've brought up Cosmos. Now, Cosmos has a little bit of a differentiated price patterning, etc. I don't want to steer you away from Cosmos, but I do want to bring up the fact that this downward trajectory was stopped on FXS, which we did cover, which I brought to you guys beforehand, was a nice move of about 30% to the upside from its golden pocket. All right, so yeah, it was about 29% from its 65th percentile, right? Retracement. So to the extent that we have seen a few non-conformant, and I'll say it passed up 1, 2, 3 lines on the macro fib. All right, so I want to just give you that understand. I don't know, not a caution, but what I would say this in terms of just know what you're handling, right? If you're gonna handle it, just know what you're handling. Now, in terms of this atom Cosmos, let's distinguish it. Like let's separate it out a little bit from FXS that we just looked at. FXS did not hit on its 38.2 at all. Didn't really hit on its 23.6, maybe minor hits. But looking at Cosmos, the reason I brought it to VIP, and you guys take a look at it, okay, on your, I want you guys to just check it out, because we had a 30% hit on the 38.2. That's nice. That's nice. Next level incoming is the 50%. On the macro with a nice confluence of this previous congestion area, potentially a strong mover, okay? Just potentially a strong area. It's both confluent with the prior congestion and at the 50%, right? But do understand that FXS, we got into some negative pricing. It didn't want to hold up at all until the 65th. So I bring that up just for your review purposes, okay? But yeah, definitely looking at Atom. Glad you're taking a look at it. It's just been, the price action has been really tremendous. Look at that. Just outperform. And you look at the overall price function, it's just outperform. And there's been a lot that have outperformed in, I'd say, Q3 and Q4 of 2021. We like to, I've started to gauge a lot of the coins in terms of outperform, right? In terms of Q3, 4 of 2021. We have a few that have rolled over into 2022. Phantom 1, some different Dusk was on the tail end of 2021. FXS was on the tail end of 2021. All coins that we focused on in VIP just to look at. Now that's aside from Sheeb. That's aside from like Solana or something that earlier in the year. And Sheeb, I say Q3 4 was really it took everybody to the bank with a smile on their face, right? But there were dual cyclicals as we look at like a Q. First quarter of 2021, then second quarter of 2000. All right, I'm going to say Q1 to Q2. Let's do that as the first wave. Then Q3, 4. Let's do the Q1 or 2. First quarter, second quarter, 2021 to third and fourth quarter of 2021. Last year, first half, second half, we had an outperform feature on Cosmos. We had an outperform feature on, let's just go into something like Harmony 1, just because it along with Phantom, if we go to Phantom, you'll see another outperform, clearly outperformed in the second half of 2021, right? FXS, we can go from, just clearly outperforming. Look at that. Just the entirety of the market didn't do this in the third and fourth quarter of 2021. Just didn't. So that would be as opposed to something like Gala that had a real nice move up and then, just kind of a single cyclical event, kind of part of the new wave Gala was in terms of kind of some of the new technological development that occurred. Now we look at Luna. Luna is definitely one that definitely outperformed, right? Huge outperformance in Q3, 4 for Luna, right? And Rose was one that really outperformed as well. So these are just coins that are classified, and not. Most of the time, a big bank will do that, and they'll do that. They'll schedule up, something in terms of like a perform, underperform, overperform, etc. So these would be our list of outperforms. These have overperformed in Q3, 4 that we're still looking at in terms of price action. Atom fits that bill pretty well. Okay, Atom is one that we're looking at the retracement feature. I'll say in line with Rose. If Rose can hold this specific line, it would be phenomenal to watch Rose pick up. And guys, in terms of price action, if you haven't paid attention to it, just look at the price action before you say I don't like that. Good, okay. If you look at the price action and you still don't like it, then I don't know what to tell you guys. But if we could recapture the top of this level of resistance, okay, it would just be nice to see this move at 86% because buyers are still holding on to this level of support. That's what's making this interesting for this coin, which has not wanted to give up. Just talk about outperform. That's a beautiful chart. It's a very nice chart in terms of a tradable chart. You guys look at Rose. Look at that. Look how we're still holding on to that specific level of support. That's just nice in terms of, price action. It's got it. And in terms of, it's just from a trading standpoint, if you guys trade a lot, you like that, right? I just I know that. I mean, you guys don't. We don't have to question that. You guys know that. I know that. I like to trade a lot, so that's nice. Sand would be one we'd really want to see kick up. Now it just hit one of its fibs. Okay, one of its Fibonacci levels. Let me go ahead and put that on the map here. So we have that. There we go. And it was interesting because it came out with Snoop Dogg and the new avatars, everything else. Yeah, it did right at its Fibonacci, right? So right at its golden pocket. So very interesting as we would look at that. And let's see, never being overexposed at any higher price. You guys know that, and it's just been nice to chat with you, Angel, over the last couple of days, just today a bit. And because I'll always try and feed in the VIP and Angel with good news developments, right? If there's strong news developments, as we're looking at Matic here, Matic off of its line of support here. Now, yes, it's down to a Fibonacci. The important thing is I distinguish it from Rose. Okay, why would I just distinguish it from Rose? Because Matic has capitulated beyond. Could be a benefit if you're looking for value. I'm going to tell you that. It could be a benefit that you're at a lower price looking for value. But in terms of a tradable range, you see the difference with Rose. Still in the zone. Still, buyers still looking at this thing like this, are we going back up? Now, that would be uncharacteristic after we had a bit of a throw over at the top, okay? To the extent that this is pushed in line with this preceding zone here, maybe the market doesn't want to count this as a throw over technically, because throwovers are a little difficult to deal with. Near just proved that to us, right? Near Protocol, very nice coin. Glad I brought it to the community, to you guys. But as we would look at this, it's just this is looking very solid, as opposed to, I was going to say, as opposed to in terms of technical conformance within the line of support, as opposed to Matic. Look at Matic. There's our technical line of support, and we're down and out of that, right? So now you could push this if you wanted to push Matic, but it starts getting a little bit dicey. It starts getting a little bit difficult. You want to push it there, well, then we're going to push it here, right? You start getting into this kind of this framework that really doesn't suit solid, the solid desire for technical conformance that we're seeing on Rose. Just to bring that up. I just want to bring that up, and it's just because it's there. We like to trade. So what I would say is, let me look at what Freddie has said. Let me get back into Bitcoin. We will look at the other coins here in just a bit. We'll take a look at all the coins today that we need to, and we'll save some of the best for last. Let me go back into that's BTC. Let's go back into this framework here. Yeah, let's get this. Does have our 200 and our 100, and let's see on the 1 hourly. We didn't want to see this. Nobody wanted to see this, right? This little drop off in price, right? This few percentage points that we dropped off in price, but we also know in the back this 200 level, this 100 level. Oh, excuse me, let me move that. This 200 level has been one that's been difficult to hold. It just has. The purple line has just been difficult as you look back on the hourly. And I was bringing that up to various individuals in the back. We've talked about it for days on end. I just look at the purple line. It's just been difficult to hold price above that level. So once again, it's just almost automatic, right? It is almost automatic at this point. It's a nice indication. Now, looks like buyers are really starting to pick up in the zone, and I won't say we called that, but we did. I let everyone know that you guys were on. Is it the 38.2? I think you're on the 38.2 right now, with buyers stepping in at the 38.2. Bam, 38.2 on the fib. So yeah, we've known, and it has given you some time to get it back involved if you wanted to be involved in the price and action at the 38.2. The notion that we would pick up in this zone and continue out this ascending triangle is on the minds of the traders right now. Why? Because we just came into contact with a really important level. Let's go to the weekly, and this isn't a sales pitch, right? I'm gonna stop you right there, because the sales pitch ends with the fact with what I'm gonna start with. The 200 weekly is down here. Okay, yeah, we got that. 200 weekly is down here. Okay, the 100 weekly is right here. Now, if we were just looking at the 100 weekly, that's kind of nice. Nice hit on the 100 weekly. Okay, you can see this. Okay, in terms of, and that was a good 15% move. in terms of people who traded that. You can see the interaction with the 100 weekly beforehand. A little bit of corrugated price action along there. A little bit of frustrated price action along there. So we do have this level below, but we also have, in line with this specific 100 level, okay, we have what? We have a really key level of the Fibonacci. We have that 50% on the Fibonacci. Let me go ahead and just reverse a little bit as we get back into this micro of the 38.2. 38.2, the second level down. We start the price targets at the base level. We draw them up. Okay, this is on the candle framework, which is working out. We'd like to see the completion buyers continuing to step in. We don't want a swing failure here. We don't want to go lower, okay, lower than this low here. We want this essentially this to hold, this 35,500 and there and about. We want this to create a higher low here, and guys, we'd have a great chance to trade an ascending triangle at this point. So the fact that we are on that 50% in terms of the overall, I'd say, let's say the macro Fibonacci's, and I say the ground zero, right? Ground zero to all-time high. Boom, ground zero to all-time high. That's literally just, you double click in on your, we can get as complicated or as uncomplicated as we need to. But what is zero? Means zero. Ground zero, measure ground zero to the all-time high. The 50% retracement is one thing in the favor right now of Bitcoin, period. 50% retracement, very well recognized level. The second thing that's in favor of Bitcoin right now is, and I started off with that 200, okay, so don't tell me we didn't, right? We started off with the 200 level, which would be a nice hit. I mean, can we get there? I don't know. Can we get to that? What is it going to be? That would be the golden pocket confluent with the traders are looking at this, guys. This is like that's interesting. People are looking at this right now. The 200 weekly right here in line with this golden pocket. Very, very interesting. Okay, we have the 100 perfectly in line. Just right in line with this 50% retracement. The next level down is going to be both on the moving average, the 200 weekly, and the golden pocket. So I'm looking forward to seeing. I mean, we got a 1-2 punch. If you guys want to punch it, hit it now and then hit it extra hard below it. It's these are exciting technicals to look at. I honestly mean that. We spend a lot of time with technicals. VIP our group is always just committed to the top line technicals. We set the standard, right? That's what I like to hear from Angel and all the VIPs. We do not shop out our technicals ever, and I appreciate Angel you saying that to me last couple of days. Just we don't shop out technicals. We just do not. We may bring something up to discuss from something else, but it's we don't shop out technicals. We take a lot of care and attention. And it's not something we pass on. Well, I'll pass. Someone else wants to make the investment decision for no, we'll pass. We know our standards. We just do. We appreciate all you guys being a part of the community, subscribing, and hitting the like button. I appreciate that too if you guys can. And I thought of this today. If you guys are not, excuse me. If you're not a member of the community per se, but you'd like to listen, I even thought maybe some of you have your own channel. On YouTube or otherwise, hey, I'm glad that you're able to listen. I'm glad whoever you guys are that you may be, just paying attention to see what we have at the channel. And some of you guys are like, what? But I'm going to say this, like, if we can get the right technicals out there, I'm game. I don't want anybody to be hurt, and understand this, hurt in the context of their review of technicals or their approach in the market or financially or otherwise, even it to be like overly competitive. Like, we're going to win. That's the bottom line. That's our approach every day when we get into our technicals, when we look at the market. And I don't care if you're on Wall Street or if you're on if you're from Wall Street to my street, it's like we're gonna beat you. That's the competitive edge that we never want to lose. And so in terms of the other influencers, big problem. What happened with VPAD? It really went through the floor. Bam. So I think it collapsed by like 50% or so. I hope people didn't just absolutely leverage everything into that great hype potential. Wonder of wonders, VPAD. I told you guys I was not involved in VPAD at all. I did not count myself as one of the other influencers. So, oops, I forgot. If any of the other influencers are watching, I guess you can go look at the VPAD price because you just crushed all of your subscribers. I was going to throw out a nice message to the other channels, but I guess I can't do that. Yeah, I'm glad that we didn't get involved in VPAD now that it's literally collapsed in price. Great buying potential now, right as we would look at the VIP. Great opportunity now once it's fallen through the floor. The same goes for these other channels in terms of what you guys see in terms of selling Bitcoin at the top. Right now, we're always real big here on heavy cash reserves. Boom, right? We love value, right? Why do we like it? Because we preach and we don't quit in terms of this, and not preach necessarily, but we do not quit in terms of this approach. Yeah, the green is heavy cash reserves. That's where we like price to function, right? Is to be heavier at the lower levels. That's just it in terms of our exposure. We're never overexposed at any higher price. So to the extent that I just bring that up because I don't know. I kind of got a bad feeling from that, bad vibe from the way that was being pushed. It was like, yeah, all you have to do is put your money into it, then we're going to give you free money, and then you put that money into it as well, into VPAD. I'm like, dude, what? I'm like, well, hold on. You know, you're going to give people free money after they put their money into it, and then you're going to have them invest their free money into it. I'm like, okay. I was like, yeah, that's uninteresting. I'm sorry, that's very uninteresting. So no, that's not something we did. So anyway, let's talk about our group. So I know you guys are thinking, well, London's being nice to the other influencers. That went over like a rock. Huh? That didn't work. That just didn't work. Sorry. Anyway, I didn't plan that, but it just anyway. Let's talk about the price action. We do have the Confluent. Don't you guys like? This is what we bring up, like Confluent. Now we know we got a 100 moving average in line with the 50. We have had the discussion again in terms of heavier reserve capital. I was thinking about a discussion I had earlier on. I'll share it with you guys now. There was a big time player in this level that I was having discussions with, right? And this big time player wanted to go long on Bitcoin. You guys need to know this, like a $500 million player, okay? $500 million, that's not bad, guys, okay? $500 million player in the crypto space, period. Having discussions in this area in here. What did I tell him? What did I tell him? Did he want to hear my? He didn't want to hear it, guys. And it was interesting because what did I tell him? First of all, you need to watch your exposure, and this was it. Whatever you put in at this level, you need to be prepared to throw in multiples thereof at lower levels. He hated hearing that. He had already made the decision he was going to go long and go big on Bitcoin. And I'm like, and I still was going to tell him, I'm like, I understand the $500 million, et cetera. That's good. That's real good. But you guys know we don't back down from, we don't back down from anything, right? And the more money that's on the table, the more important it is to hear facts like that. But I want to tell you guys that fact, and shout out to Big B. I'll just say, yo, Big B in the house. What's going on? And to that extent, much love, nothing but love for you, brother. But have to say this in terms of that specific deal. Yeah, it wasn't this bam. No. Even to the $500 million champ, etc. It was, okay, well, what you need to do right now is something about like this. And I know that feels weird, not being fully exposed, not being more, and I'll say this. Within the understanding of the pattern that was playing, willing to go heavy on this, but with the understanding that, yeah, there is a big, hefty chunk that gets played in at the lower levels. So, yeah, you can still trade this, absolutely. And it was just, guys, it was just a side conversation with essentially some old friends. I'll say that, some old friends. That's the way that went down. It wasn't anything outside of VIP, nothing going on like that. It was just something, really just kind of a conversation amongst friends. So I wanted to let you guys know that even with that level of an investor, or particularly with that level of an investor, and, for me to say, oh, this wasn't financial advice, it wasn't that kind of talk. It's like, this guy owns part of the banks, like what? Don't get it. I won't get into the details, but literally that's kind of the level of it, even with him. So I talk about the other channels, the other people that want to sell all the Bitcoin at the heavy reserve cash prices, put all the cash into there. Boom, boom, boom. No. So yeah, we've got that feather in our cap continually, and those are good conversations. I bring it up. It's not for me to pound my chest and say, hey, we got this right. It's just those are good discussions for us to have. What a great reputation builder with that individual, and I know that you guys are all in line with that in terms of just always having, there's no problem with going heavier at lower levels. There was no problem with going a little heavier here than from the top. Right, in terms of the expression, recognizing the cyclical price action, paying attention to the technicals, right? Let's see. Yeah, the Cosmos that we're talking about, Steve, is indeed Adam. So those are just those are community builders for us, right? When I have those discussions, it's never to brag at all in terms of like a $500 million deal with crypto. It's never that. That's never the point, is to brag about it. Is to talk about what differentiates us from the other channels, what differentiates our level of TA, is that we've been right on issues like that, in conversations like that. And that's, I think it's a big reason, Angel, why you're here. And I appreciate you being here. Is you're of a caliber that those discussions make sense for you. And I appreciate you continually being here, and everybody that has decided to be a part, an ongoing part in 2022. We're excited about 2022 and the price action. Now, let's review real quickly. And I don't want to just dog everybody else. That's not the whole point. 2022 is going to be great for everybody. As we look at this, okay, we have on the weekly, let's just review real quickly. What do we have? We have a hit ongoing with this orange line, which is what? Which is the 100 weekly. What do we have below it? And that's on what? The 50% retracement. Okay, the 50% retracement. We have below that, right in line with about that golden pocket, the 61.8 to the 65th, we have what? We have the 200 weekly. Okay, so the 100 weekly, right on the 50% retracement. The 200 weekly, going down into that golden pocket. So that's those are nice levels. We'll have levels potentially in between here and there if we can hit them. Right? We're never shy about hitting pricing targets. We're just not. Let's just review again for anyone who might be kind of tuning in and who hasn't in a while. We'd appreciate you hitting the like button. Let us know you showed up. Right? Who's here? Let us know you showed up. That is kind of a counter. YouTube has been playing a little bit with our algorithm. So as we would talk about the specific price targets here, the 33.7 and the 34.5, right? Boom, boom. We hit both those levels. We had scripted out not just the 50% retracement, but the lower level as well. I like the 4 hourly. That is our chart. You guys know that's one of my favorite time frames. So bam, bam. I also had this dotted line. Both the targets executed. Very nice. In terms of this, for the ones who didn't hit the secondary target, it's like it never happened, but it happened. It was a big deal. That lower price, boom. And let me stop real quickly. What do we got? Freddie, I didn't read the rest of this. What did Freddie say? He's our champ for January 2022. I have not known how to trade before VIP. I promise. I won a free Tesla. Freddie won a free Tesla at a crypto event. I gave it back in return for mining machines, but I still did not know how to trade. I then joined VIP. This is Freddie saying this. It's been 7 months learning from London, the Mr. Miyagi of crypto. What is up, Freddie? Freddie, you are just an awesome, awesome trader. And the skills that you bring to the game, like I love seeing your charts develop. And it's been 7 months. You should see his charts. I see his charts. And I'm like, man, his charts are looking like pro style, and it's just nice to see that. So, Freddie, I'm really honored. I understand you want a Tesla. I want to show the video of you with the Tesla and you with the machines, etc. I want to see all that. I want everybody to see that. So I know there's that secondary video. I want to show that with everybody. It's really a cool video, guys. Freddie's a cool cat, really cool guy to have around. You guys need to know that he's a champ. So when we talk about VIP, you guys don't know who all we have in our group. Freddie's a champ. He's a champ. You guys don't know who he is. He's a cool dude. In terms of that, he's a great trader. He's been involved with mining, and not just a little laptop computer, guys. I'm telling you, some of this stuff you'll see like, whoa, yeah, it's cool stuff, guys. And not just, well, I have two 3080s. Oh, really? You have two 3080s and 3090? No, guys. No, this is some real stuff. You guys, when you see it, you'll be like, whoa, that's Freddie. So, yeah, that's Freddie. He is VIP in the house. So what I'll say, guys, is right now we're on this 38.2 picking up from the 38.2, and I want to draw this out in line with this. I've drawn these fibs out, and I gave them to the VIP, etc. Essentially in line with from the bottom candle wick to the top candle wick. Okay, bam, bam. 38.2 in play. Looks like we have had a decent hop up since that level has started to get hit. The next levels down are real easy, guys. 35,921. You guys have got that. If you want to screenshot VIP, if you just want to screenshot, but I think all the VIP already have those levels. Okay, those are going to be what we are hitting. Hello, Steve. Yes, Adam is Cosmos. Yes. That is Adam is Cosmos. That's what we're referring to, and it's just it has the same type of feel in terms of the price action. I'd like to see it. It already had that about a 30% hit. I believe a 30% hit at the 38.2. Let me see that. Let's just make sure on that, because as we're looking for trades throughout the week, I want to make sure that we discuss them a bit. Where are we? There. Boom. Adam. Yeah, it had and I think that was at the 38.2. I'm going to go through this real quickly because just the overall, if you guys see the price action here, guys, this is just nice. Look at the price action here. Look, these are 30 and 40%, guys, just consistent. Bam, 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 bam. Now, as you look at those, if it's on the way down and the way up, understand, okay, that's it's nice to have it on the way up, but if it's grinding against you, well, pay attention, guys, especially if you're on a leverage position, right? I just want to say that because I know a lot of you guys want to get involved in that, right? You know, I want to take that on 5L or 3L, 5L, whatever it may be. Okay, so we would talk about that. The prior level at 38.2, it looks like the 50% may be a nice hit level if you guys want to look into that. And you guys do your own fibs. If you have intra-fib levels before the ground zero and up, that's fine. That's beautiful. Sometimes it will want to schedule in. But the prior hit there at the 38.2, yeah, that 38.2 was 34%. So as we would dig into this preceding level here, right, that would be another level that it might like to attach itself to. They might even do something like this, guys. That, you know, you might even get involved if you wanted to really schedule in. You might even say something like the prior breakout in here. You guys know the different ways that we approach Fibonacci. Yeah, it might even be like a prior breakout into here that you'd want to say, hey, are we right now on some sort of a golden pocket hit from the prior breakout? I'd pay attention to those types of issues, right? And I'd just say those very quickly for the VIP, okay? Just for the VIP, just because you guys are the only ones that are really going to be able to digest that as quickly. Understand, compound down, right? It's compound down, absolutely. And it's just one thing to say it, and I did bring up earlier, maybe a little bit of a light involvement to get yourself affiliated with the price action directionally. Where is it going, etc. And you guys don't need. I just have to say this. Thankfully, you guys are just awesome. Huh? It's like I'm the luckiest guy around because you guys you can rock it out in terms of the overall market. Like, you know, you can hammer this thing. Like, you know, I don't have to say much, do much, but I do. I act as that kind of the sounding board for you guys. And I'm gonna say no one knows it like I do. I say some people do, but some of the guys I know, it's just for those of you that care to know some of them, and I'll let you know individually, but some of them are just really the top, some of the top guys I've been really fortunate to know, be around, traders, etc. I know they need a sounding board, like, period. They just need a sounding board. And so it's nice to, and you know, don't call it advice, call it anything, but just, you know, people to be able to discuss the market with. It's just an important facet of the market. You need to be able to communicate. So if I can continue to serve as that intermediary, and that you know, it's huge, huh? To find a good trade group of guys that are doing well, that understand and respect the overall essentials of it. You know, heavy reserve cash, not being overexposed, just hearing things like that, looking at value at lower levels, hitting your fib targets on, you know, on both sides, right? We've got your retracements and your extensions, looking at just the overall, you know, the patience, kind of his power deal, always buying, always selling, buy at support, sell at resistance, right? Long at support, short at resistance, right? So just, you know, a lot of different aspects in play, and it's just a pleasure for me to be a part of it. I'm going to tell you one thing, guys. I'm going to let you guys go because I'm not really feeling 110% today. I don't want to get worn down, and I just want to be honest with you guys. For some reason, I'm just not feeling 110% in terms of my voice, and a little bit of sinus just because we've had some sunshine with some different allergies coming through, and I don't want to get flustered up with the flu or anything. So I'm always telling you guys, eat well, sleep well, and always, you know, just take care of yourself in line with crypto. What I say is you have your, I just don't want to push myself too hard, specifically tonight, and find that I get sick or something like that. And I don't want that right now. So just in terms of that, I just feel like, I don't know, just maybe could be congestion, could be something else. But it's just, I think it's allergies, right? The allergies are just kind of annoying. So we're at the 38.2. These are the levels. You guys all have those from me. I want to complete this ascending triangle. A big feature of that, buyers need to hold. I think the in line with that 100 moving average on the weekly and that 50%, I would just really like to see some positive pricing. Then again, what made the lower feature, and we know we're VIP, we know what is going on, because what made this lower feature so great is because we did achieve lower prices. Even within that, we had some really great vitamin C. There we go. We had some great opportunities to trade in this zone. Just letting this price action develop a bit. Definitely not surrendering position. I just look forward to seeing what, was it buy and support? I'm going to say this. In terms of the breakouts, it's been difficult on the breakouts. I'm going to say this. It has rewarded people who have dug deeply. We're always buying, we're always selling. On your coins, do you have orders to buy? Do you have orders to buy in your coins? If you're trading leverage coins, if you're 3 ETF, 5, if you're 3S, 5S, 3L, or 5L, do you have orders waiting on those? Can you predict those? Can you work with your Fibonacci's? Or is your specific coin, is it conformant on what exchange, on the exchange that you're on? Do you have compound orders waiting on your leverage tokens right now? I'm going to ask you, for the ones that like to trade those, do you have orders waiting right now within the range on your coins? Do you? Right? Just like it's a yes or no question, right? And it especially gets easier as you look at the leverage tokens if you can find a nice chart. I've seen some nice charts. I've done some research on that recently, big wink, and I've seen some nice charts recently. So some of them are conforming well while we're within a range. That's something that you could pick up that is, on an order basis and get yourself some more value. The market has rewarded people who have dug deeper. I'll just say that, and you guys know. I mean, this was the second deep dig, bam, that we had in terms of this, and I don't think many VIP missed that. I'm really looking forward, guys, to hearing about your next trades. Big message from Angel tonight. We appreciate the $500 super chat, $1,000 super chat. King, 56,000 total in contributions. Angel, what a blessing to know you, brother. And what I say, he said to me earlier on, remember, we trade, right? And when did he tell me that? He told me that right here, just for the record. Just so, because I'm always saying, we got this as a group, we got this here, we got the. We're talking about, what was right, when it was right. We nailed this as a. Okay, when did Angel tell me that? He told me that right here. Boom. Remember, we trade. Bam. Fallout. Okay, so in terms of that gift and that skill, it's not just right here on the microphone. No, it's with you guys, and particularly with Angel. I know he's seen the market come and go. So Angel, it's a pleasure to be around you, just to get the experience and the wisdom, what you got in the market, and it's a lot of fun. We have a good time. So what I'll say to you guys is, have a good rest of your evening. I'm going to get and make sure I get plenty of rest. And I just want to make sure I'm feeling 100% so we can just nail it and tackle it this week. And for those of you who know me well, you probably know I'll probably go take a power nap and be up for the rest of the night here as we go and tackle the market together, right? So I appreciate all you guys so much, and we'll talk to you soon. This is London with Crypto Kingdom and Bitcoin Spy.